Alright guys, welcome back. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm here in my friend's basement right now, just trying to make this video real quick. I'm just hanging out, so it's my friend's birthday. So anyways, I want to get this out real quick because before the end of the night. So first of all, thank you for the questions. I appreciate that. And shout out to Scott for the kickoff here. So he had like 3 questions in the first comment, and then he also had a second comment the next day. So his first comment was, do I prefer like new construction or maintenance jobs? And I don't know if I've really done maintenance jobs before, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't like it. Well, I guess the first day that I worked, it was kind of like a fire alarm testing. I don't know if that's considered maintenance, but I do like new construction. I do not like remodel maintenance, if that makes sense. Like going into an existing building and then adding new things or anything like that. I do like new construction. It's cleaner, it's not gross and nasty. But I don't know if I've really considered, or I don't know if I can say that I've done maintenance work as an electrician technically. So anyways, pretty sure I wouldn't like it, but I don't know because I haven't really done it. And then also his question was, does the United States update their code every once in a while? And the answer is yes. Scott is from Scotland, so he's not familiar with the United States stuff and stuff like that. So they do update their code book every 3 years, and you don't have to take a test on it when they update it, but you do have to do, well, maybe, it just depends. You basically do a continuing education every 3 years that goes over the new code book changes and stuff like that. But I don't think you really tested on it. I did an online update course, and you just kind of go over the information and then fill in the multiple choice, and it wasn't really like a test or anything, but you do need to show that you know the information. But each online course or update course is different, so there could be tests, but it's not like if you don't pass or anything you're in trouble. But I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm not exactly sure all the way on that. But the way that I did it was just go through an online course, and then basically you can just, the course that I went through, you could basically just go through and go through it as fast as you can, and then just pick any answer and then go back and change your answers to the right answers, I believe, and then you could just get it done really fast like that, I believe. But that was for Oregon, but the Washington one was different, and basically just had a friend, not really a friend, but someone just say that my courses were done, so I didn't have to go and take that or anything, so I don't know about the Washington side. But I'm going to go ahead and switch to the next comment real quick. I just have to go read it and then I'll be back. Alright, and the next question comes from Cosmakes Videos, and his question was, what's the worst shift that I've ever had to work? For example, 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, and the most I've ever worked in a week was 70 hours, and I can't remember the exact amount of hours per day, but one day was 13 hours, the next day was 14, and the next day was 15 hours. So it was like around 45 hours in like 3 days, which is pretty crazy. It wasn't necessarily bad. It was really long days, but not a lot of sleep, so that was the worst part of it. But it wasn't a bad job site or anything, but the worst shift was the first time I did it was like 15 and a half hours in one day, which was pretty crazy, which is probably still my longest shift that I've ever had to do. And that was just really bad. I don't even know if I ate dinner or whatnot, but super crazy. And the thing I just don't like about shifts or whatnot is like waking up when it's dark and going home when it's dark. That's probably my least favorite part of work. Alright, so the next question comes from Matthew R. What up, dude? And he was saying, what hours do I usually work? And do I ever work nights, and what do my coworkers think about my YouTube if they know about it. So first of all, I usually work, just depends on the job site. It's usually been 7 to 3:30, but recently it's been 6:30 to 2:30. So anywhere from 6 in the morning to like 3:30 or 4:30. Just depends on the hours, 8 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours a day or whatnot. So it all changes, and each job site is a little bit different. Like if you have to work in a neighborhood or something and you can't make noise until 7 or 8 a.m., then you start later or whatnot. But and then have I ever worked nights? I might have worked one just for like a fire alarm test, just so everyone else was out of the building. But usually I've always worked in the morning, and if I do work at nighttime, it's been like from the morning time till nighttime, not nighttime till like in the morning or whatever, like a graveyard shift or anything like that. And what do my coworkers think of my YouTube? Some of them know about it, and I feel like some of them might not understand why I do it. Most people don't have a problem with it. Most people are cool with it. Some people are kind of ask a lot of questions or whatnot, or maybe to know more stuff, or I don't know if they're mocking me or anything like that, but that's cool. It doesn't matter to me. I know why I'm doing it, and they don't necessarily have to understand that if they don't want to or if they don't care. So anyways, most people are cool with it, and they're just wondering like what I make videos about or whatnot. But so yeah. All right, and then Scott asked another question, and he was saying, am I self-employed or do I work for a company? And I do work for a company. And then he also asked, have I worked in different states, and do different states do things differently, or is it the same all across in the United States? And I've only worked in, I think, 3 states, Washington, Oregon, and Chicago. Chicago's not a state, Illinois. And Illinois does do things differently, like they do a lot of rigid pipe. I don't know if that's all indoors because I wasn't there for it, because when I was there it was basically for trim work or whatever, but they do a lot of stuff in rigid pipe, which is different than where I live and work. But there is different like codes, like from Washington and Oregon. Oregon has a specialty code which supersedes the NEC, so if you were doing something in Washington, if you would take a Washington rule and take it over to Oregon, you would be doing it wrong if you were doing a certain part of the code book or whatever. If you're doing some type of work, it would be wrong in Oregon if it was a rule from Washington or whatnot. So I can't speak for everywhere else in the United States, but just from the 3 places that I've worked, I can tell you that there is differences, and yeah. All right, and the last question is from K-Rock, and he wants to know what are my favorite power tool brands, and that would be Milwaukee, and I mean, there's some good things about each different company. I do mainly like Milwaukee, but I also do like some DeWalt things and like Greenlee things. Sometimes there's specialty like tools that are only made by certain companies, so that influences me as well. Knipex, Klein. We're not even talking about hand tools anymore, sorry. We're talking about power tools, so scratch that last part. But anyways, and then he also asked something else which I forgot. Would there be anything I would change if I was to redo my career, or what is something I would change? I think that was a question or something similar, but I would want to get better at pipe bending for sure. I didn't really get that much pipe bending experience, and I'm okay at it now, but definitely not fluent, and definitely would have liked to got some more rigid pipe experience, because I basically got none. So yeah, that should do it. Alright guys, thanks for participating and thanks for watching. I appreciate it. God bless, have an awesome rest of your day, and don't forget I'm doing a giveaway for the next week, so go back a few videos if you missed that. I'm giving away $40 on Cash App, and that should do it. Also building a house if you want to check that out, and I will be back on Monday for the normal scheduled electrical videos, And that should do it. And have an awesome rest of your day. I already said that probably. Check the description for anything else. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And until the next one, peace out. And hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I do live streams or uploads. Thanks, guys. Peace out. Thanks for participating.